Ni Yan entered the PK match knowing everyone expected him to lose. After all, Wei was a level 3 berserker, while Ni Yan was only a level 2 thief. Even Tang was worried because the battlefield was a wide grassland, a place where a thief's stealth could easily be exposed. But Ni Yan remained calm. The moment the fight began, he vanished into stealth, forcing Wei to search for him through the movement of the grass. Wei thought he could read Ni Yan's position, but Ni Yan used the wind itself to hide his movements. Just when Wei believed he had figured him out, Ni Yan appeared behind him and struck first. Wei panicked and unleashed powerful skills to force him away, but Ni Yan had already calculated every move. He knew Wei's attack timing, his skill delay, and even the moment his defense would open. Then Wei fired a deadly flame slash, trying to end the fight with one clean strike. Instead of backing down, Ni Yan took the hit head-on and kept moving forward. Wei charged again, certain that victory was finally his. But before he could land the final blow, Ni Yan dodged with terrifying speed and struck first, completely draining Wei's health. In front of everyone, the so-called weaker thief defeated the stronger berserker, proving that Ni Yan was no longer the same person they used to look down on. But his change started with death. When Ni Yan shot down the director of a big conglomerate, Cao Shu, right in front of his guards. Without hesitation, the guards riddle him with bullets, but as Yan crashes to the ground, there is no sense of regret whatsoever in him, as he doesn't think he did anything wrong. In fact, he is glad that in the world, everyone gets to die once, and that is all. Yan heaves a sigh of relief that even after all the wealth that Cao has, it still couldn't save his life. With this last breath, Yan stretches his hands in the air and proudly declares that he avenged his father and mother. However, he hates the fact that life has been so unfair to him, and he has always been on the losing side. He tries to stay alive as much as he can because he is not ready to give up, no matter what. Suddenly, everything goes dark, and before he knows it, he opens his eyes on his bed. Yan gets up in shock, holding his chest in confusion because he remembers getting shot to death by Cao's bodyguards. Yan looks around and realizes that he is in the room where he lived when he was a student, and this is when it dawns on him that he might have been reborn into the past. Playing on the TV, sitting across the room, is a commercial about a fully immersive virtual online game known as Conviction. Apparently, Conviction has just opened its servers, and with this, Yan confirms that he is back in the past. Yan walks to his table and grabs a portrait off it. And this is a picture that features him and his parents. The picture was taken when his parents were doing business in metal plutonium at the border. The plutonium metal was an important strategic material that was purchased by the state at hundreds of times the price, earning his family a ton of money. Later on, his father opened a metal smelting company, and his family quickly became wealthy. However, this didn't last long because in the year that Yan turned 25, he also tasted retribution from the Shihong Financial Group. Apparently, relatives and friends who were trusted by his father were bought off by Cao for heavy sums, and they ended up betraying his father. This caused the company to suffer major setbacks, which led to bankruptcy. In the end, his father sent himself to the afterlife, and his mother also fell ill, which led to her death. Because of his wealthy background, Yan was lazy and couldn't do anything, so he only had one choice, and this was to perish with Cao, who ruined him. However, now that he has been given a chance to start again, he is determined not to lose anything again. Talking about Conviction, it is a cross-era holographic game that changes the world, and multiple financial groups ended up entering the game in later years. Cao Financial Group also started its rise from the game. Basically, Conviction became humanity's second world, and in his past life, he was a level 180 thief. Yan checks his phone and realizes that it is the 25th of July, 2025, which means Conviction has only been open for 7 days. With this, Yan figures out that there is still time for him because at the moment, the highest level on the game's leaderboard should only be level 5. Since he has the memories from his past life, he is confident that he can surpass whoever is at the top, which means this is his greatest opportunity to turn the tables from a desperate situation. Yan remembers that, at this point in time, he still has some savings, which are enough to buy the lowest level game helmet. As Yan prepares to leave the house, everything on his mind is how he is going to get back at Cao for destroying his family, so he changes everything that happened. Later that night, Yan returns home with the game helmet, and without hesitation, he puts on the helmet. The helmet syncs with his brain, and he soon logs into Conviction. On the entry-level menu, he is asked to pick his country. Basically, Conviction is divided into 3 factions. The Lawful Good Light faction consists of the Greenland Empire and the Saturn Empire. The Greenland Empire is a human empire that is ruled by a council of elders, and the Saturn Empire is a tribal alliance nation composed of dwarves, beastmen, and elves. The Lawful Evil Dark faction, on the other hand, consists of the Demon Descendant tribe and Undead tribe under a chieftain dictatorship. As for the peace-loving people, they can choose the giant tribe of the Lawful Good Neutral faction. After years of grinding this game to death, Yan knows all the skills and class quests of the Wind Thief in and out, so he believes that choosing the thief again will allow him to utilize the greatest advantage of reliving his life. Upon choosing the thief class, he is set to be born in the Greenland Empire, and he is asked to name his character. Jan picks his own name, which also translates to Nirvana Flame in-game. Jan soon finds himself in Carol City, which is the capital of the Greenland Empire. Jan checks out his stats, which are still pretty low, but he is not worried since he knows everything. Jan immediately awards the points he was given, and he puts them in strength and agility. He remembers that in his last life he awarded the points wrongly, which cost him a lot of his leveling time. However, this time around, he is determined not to go down the wrong path. Sitting in the middle of the city is the Carol teleport point that can teleport someone to various cities, towns, and villages. Standing near the teleport point is a dude advertising his cool daggers that cost only 2 copper coins. Jan remembers that in his past life he made the mistake of buying one of the daggers before later realizing that he had been scammed, but he can't fall into the same trick again since he remembers how it works. Jan then walks over to a level 3 Imperial Guard Paladin who is selling a stealth book for 6 copper coins. Most people turn away from the dude, saying 6 copper coins is too expensive to buy a stealth book, but Jan is most interested in the book. He walks over to the dude to ask him for the price of the book. Apparently, stealth is a powerful basic skill for thieves in the early game, which means it is quite important to him. According to the experience of his past life, there seems to be a hidden chest in the Wildcat Monster Zone of Tracktown. The skill inside the box can help him greatly speed up his level. Since this is a level 5 monster zone and most players are still level 2 to 3, no one should have gone there just yet. Jan then makes the dude a deal, telling him to give him the book for free, and in return he is going to tell him where to farm over a dozen stealth skills in a single day. The dude doesn't believe this and concludes that Jan is trying to scam him, but Jan decides to prove himself. Jan urges him to calm down while telling him that he is pretty sure that he got the stealth books from Fallen Shaman in Linktown. The dude is shocked when he hears this, and he asks Jan how he knows this. Jan goes ahead to reveal the exact coordinates, and this surprises the dude even more. He starts wondering if it is true, and he can farm over a dozen skill books in a single day. After assessing the reward, he decides to give Jan the book, saying he can easily get 3 more later, and without hesitation, he trades the book with Jan. Jan is impressed at how straightforward he is, and because of this, he tells him the exact coordinates where he needs to go. The dude assures Jan that he will be going there right away, and Jan tells him that he might get some Night Owl's perception skill there, so he should not hesitate to send him one. The dude assures Jan that as long as his claims come through, he's going to mail the skills to him once they drop. After the dude's departure, Jan also decides to head to Tracktown, where he can open a hidden chest. Upon arriving at the town, he absorbs the stealth book to learn it. This is a skill that allows him to enter a presence-concealing state, making him harder to detect. The higher the level of the enemy, the easier it is to discover his presence. After learning the skill, Jan activates stealth and dashes out of town. He heads straight to the Wildcat Zone, where there are cat monsters ranging from level 2 to 5. Sitting at the top of a tree is a hidden chest, which is Jan's target. Apparently, the chests in the game range from white, silver, gold, dark gold, to legendary chests. The higher the rank of the chest, the better the items inside the chest. It turns out that items in a chest are fixed, and once someone takes the chest, it will disappear. The chest Jan is after is a silver chest, and even though it is in a level 5 zone, which is hard for a level 0 like him to challenge, he is pretty sure that he won't lose any experience or equipment if he dies. Before making his way further into the monster zone, Jan activates stealth and dashes past the monsters. As he runs through the monsters, he knows that he has to be careful because his current stealth can only last 2 minutes, and considering the fact that opening the chest also takes a certain amount of time, he figures out that his speed must be top-notch. At the same time, he can't afford to get closer to the monster cats because it is going to be easy to detect him. After doing his best to maneuver his way around the cats, he finally makes it to where the chest is sitting, and he tries his best to stay calm while opening the chest because his stealth can break at any moment. 27 seconds later, the chest opens, and Jan grabs the item in the chest, which is a skill book, Vital Strike. It turns out that this is a skill that awards more lethality when attacking an enemy's vital points. As for the skill attributes, when hitting a vital point, it deals 150% damage, and the cooldown is 30 seconds. However, it is restricted to certain classes, like Thief, Warrior, and Paladin classes. With this, Jan believes that his path to the top is secured. Jan is glad that he obtained such a skill, since it can be learned at level 0, which means the difficulty of leveling up in the early game will be reduced by half. Without wasting time, he learns the skill, and just then, his stealth vanishes, which immediately alerts the cats. However, Jan doesn't really care, and he free dives straight into the cats' hands while thanking them for guarding the treasure chest for him. Apparently, once a player dies in Conviction, they will lose their experience and equipment, but because he is currently a level 0 player and only wearing the beginner standard set, nothing is going to happen to him if he dies. Once he reaches the ground, he is torn apart, and he gets the notification of his death, causing him to drop a pair of beginner standard gauntlets. However, he is teleported back to the nearest town, which is Tracktown. Jan smiles while teasing the game for giving him a free express delivery back to town. With the Vital Strike in hand, Jan figures out that it is time he starts the second phase of his leveling up. Apparently, the second step of the plan requires 20 copper coins, but every newly created account only starts with 10 copper coins, so he needs to earn some money first. From his memories, he remembers that he can accept a hidden NPC quest in the town. Jan then heads to an NPC hunter to accept a quest to collect silver-gray giant rat skulls. After this, he talks to a farmer to accept a quest to kill 50 silver-gray giant rats. After accepting 2 successive quests, he triggered the hidden quest from the pharmacist Orr. Jan is pleased with himself because this is a secret only he knows. He accepts the hidden quest, which is to collect 21 silver-gray giant rat tails, and Jan immediately heads out to deal with the rats. He mercilessly cuts down rats, and one of them even drops an item, which is a tough leather pair of leg guards. Jan smiles because he can just sell the leg guards to get some cool cash. After an hour of slashing down level 1 giant rats, Jan finally completes the quest from the 3 NPCs. He gains 34 copper coins and 3 basic instant recovery potions. Jan is blown away by this since he didn't expect the hidden quest to give massive rewards like the instant recovery potions. Without wasting time, he lists the leg guards on the auction market. After this, he decides to head to the weapon store, and he is gladly welcomed by the store attendant, who asks him if there is anything he needs. Jan tells the attendant that what is needed is a crossbow, which is usable at level 0 and has 3 attack points or higher with 12 points range or higher. He adds that the price must not exceed 40 copper coins, and the dude immediately whips out the best crossbow that he has, which is capable of rapid fire. The crossbow comes with a triple shot effect plus 5 attack points. Although the firing speed is only 8, the rapid fire effect allows the firing speed to climb to 15 points. The range is also 30 yards and the price is 35 copper coins. Without arguing, Jan agrees to take the crossbow, and he asks the attendant to give him 9 quivers of inferior crossbow bolts with 1,000 arrows per quiver. In the end, he spends 44 copper coins, and after the deal is done, he exits the shop, leaving a big smile on the seller's face. Once he has purchased these items, Jan believes that it is time to head to the bison monster zone. And it turns out that bison monsters are level 8 monsters. Even the dude ranked first on the leaderboard cannot face the bisons, not to mention dealing with the even stronger leader among the bison monsters. Apparently, every leader is a rare monster in the game. However, with the memories from his past life, Jan is confident about killing the bison leader even with the level gap. Moments later, Jan gets to the bison monster zone and he lands on a cliff. He places himself between a cliff, which is the exact place that he wants. He immediately locates the bison leader, which has 300 HP. Thankfully, the distance is perfectly within the range of the crossbow. Jan doesn't hesitate as he fires 3 shots at the bison leader. 2 of the bolts miss, but 1 hits, and it removes 1 HP from the bison's health. The bison's health drops to 299, but Jan has successfully gotten the bison mad. Jan realizes that he can only deal 1 damage per hit thanks to the level gap between him and the bison. However, he is not worried because he brought a full 9,000 crossbow bolts, so he can grind the bison to death. Jan continues firing at the bison, missing some of his shots while some hit the spot. The bison angrily charges at Jan's location, and it tries to get to Jan, but it fails. It starts hitting its head against the rock, but Jan continues firing at it, while urging it to give up because where he is currently standing is a bug terrain that will be confirmed later in the future, so the bison has no way of attacking him. 3 hours later, Jan has used up 4,000 arrows, and the bison still remains standing, even though it's now about to die. Jan doesn't give up, and he fires more shots to finally take the bison's life. Thanks to this, he obtains over 8,000 points of experience, and he advances to level 2. Jan is impressed by the amount of experience points that he was given, which is proof that killing monsters above his level gives a lot of experience. Jan then walks to where he killed the bison to see what it dropped, and after assessing it, he realizes that it is a bronze-grade dagger. He also obtains 5 copper coins, but he is not able to view the dagger's attributes. It turns out that the equipment in the game is divided into whiteboard gear, bronze grade, silver grade, gold grade, and legendary grade. Because the number of rare monsters like leader grade, sub-elite, elite, and lord grade in the game is extremely small, only about 1 in 1,000 drops equipment with attributes, which makes every piece very precious. For bronze grade weapons, they have about 20% higher attack than ordinary weapons, and they carry an additional attribute. Jan figures out that the bison leader should have dropped level 5 equipment, which means the price of the bronze dagger is at least 3 silver coins or more. Nonetheless, he knows he still needs to identify it to see its specific attributes first. Just then, he gets a notification telling him that the leg guards he put up for sale have been sold for 8 copper coins. In addition, the dude from earlier who gave him the stealth book, Flying Stone, is requesting an audience with him. Yan agrees to speak with him, and the dude yells out in excitement, talking about how right Yan was because when he went to the coordinates that he provided, it was just as he said. He reveals that 2 stealth books have dropped already, and his leveling speed is half as fast as before. The dude asks Yan if he is not too generous with the information he gave him, and Yan tells him not to overthink it. He reminds him to send him a copy of the Night Owl's perception skill when it drops, and the dude assures him that he will do that the moment it drops. He then asks Yan how he knows about all of these, and Yan replies that he played an account before, deleted it, then re-rolled as a thief. The dude is blown away by this, and he concludes that Yan's previous account must have been on expert level at least. The dude then asks Yan if he ran the Fallen Shaman Camp dungeon in his previous account because his team has tried to run the dungeon a few times but has been trashed really hard. In fact, they have almost lost all of their experience points and gear. Yan agrees to teach him but lets him know that the full walkthrough strategy price is 2 silver coins, which is non-negotiable. The dude is forced to ask again if Yan is serious that there is a walkthrough for the dungeon, and Yan says yes. Flying Stone lights up in joy, assuring Yan that he is going to convince their captain to pay the 2 silver coins. After the meeting with Flying Stone, Yan heads to Tracktown to identify the dagger that he got. He makes his way to an appraiser who asks him what he needs to identify, and Yan shows her the dagger. The appraiser tells Yan that this will cost him 10 copper coins, and this shocks Yan. Basically, the identification fee from NPCs in the game is usually 5% of the item's recycling price, and the market price is usually 6 times higher than this. This basically means that the bronze dagger is worth at least 12 silver coins, and curious to know what the dagger holds, Yan tells the appraiser to go ahead with it. The appraiser does her thing, and the dagger's stats are displayed. It is a bronze dagger with 18 attack points. However, it can only be used by a thief, and to make it better, it has 5 additional points to its strength. From its base attributes alone, the weapon has nearly 10 points higher attack than any ordinary dagger, and the gap is enough to put his current self in an invincible position. After a quick assessment, Yan figures out that he now has the weapons, and he has also obtained Vital Strike and Health. However, he still needs the ability that will allow him to last in combat because, as a thief, if one wants to possess sustainable combat power, they often choose between pharmacy and bandage skills. In addition, health potions and elixirs are very important in battle because they allow one to quickly recover combat power, but the downside is that they are expensive. Although Yan is not worried about the money, with his experience, he knows how to make money. Because of this, he believes that learning the combat bandage skills suits him better. Yan then heads to the medicine store to purchase 2 basic underwater breathing potions. This is because Yan has concluded that the first thing he has to do is to learn the combat bandage skill. After purchasing the potions, Yan heads to Rando Lake. He turns on his stealth skill as he runs through the terrain, and this is because some players are currently engaging in a battle there. He soon arrives at the Fishman village, but he has to get through the village to reach the Rando Lake. Since he doesn't have 1,000 people to help him clear out the village, Yan figures out that the only way forward is to use stealth. Just then, he gets a notification on the screen, which is a general announcement from the Victorious Return Guild. They inform everyone that they are about to clear the field near the Fishman village, and whoever is there should leave voluntarily. Upon hearing the name, Yan remembers them from his past life. Apparently, they are a guild that acts so arrogantly by relying on their power to bully solo players, and Yan soon finds himself running from them for months. This time around, he plans to settle the score slowly. Until then, he activates the stealth skill. Yan dashes through the village, and just as he manages to scale through the village, his stealth ends as he enters the field that leads to the lake. He soon finds himself under attack from an elemental mage who hurls a fireball at him. The dude is from the Victorious Guild, and he tells Yan to leave the area because solo players are not allowed. Upon assessing the situation, Yan realizes that he can actually take on the dude since he is alone. In order to fight a mage, he has no choice but to get into close combat with him, and this is what Yan does instead of running. By capitalizing on the 2 seconds that the mage is going to use enchanting the flame burst, Yan is able to close down the distance. He pushes his dagger into the dude's chest, immediately deleting 23 HP from his health bar. This pushes the mage backward, and he yells at Yan, telling him that he is looking for death because the area has been taken over by their guild. The dude unleashes a fire ring that affects Yan, but Yan doesn't back down as he gulps down a basic instant recovery potion. This gives him the chance to charge closer, and he launches another attack that removes 36 health points. At this point, the mage is already losing it, and he fires off a powerful blast, trying to get Yan to back off. The attack hits Yan, causing him to be pushed backwards while the mage mocks him, telling him that he is just a level 2 thief. He figures out that all he needs is 1 fireball to take Yan out, and he is confident that he is going to get it done. Just as he is about to cook his fireball, Yan reaches him within the blink of an eye, unleashing the Vital Strike to cut down his neck. The attack is so fast that it leaves the mage questioning how Yan was able to defeat him because he is just a level 2 thief who should have died after getting hit with his fireball. Yan smiles at the dude to further piss him off, and when he realizes that Yan used an instant recovery potion, he is forced to ask Yan how he got his hands on the money to buy potions when he is just a level 2 solo thief. Yan taunts him, telling him to try to find answers to his stupid questions when he finally revives in town. The dude is then teleported back to town, and he drops his bronze staff, which is worth at least 10 copper coins. Yan also figures out that he can't stay too long in the field because the victorious guild will soon be on him. Just as he predicted, the other guild members soon figure out that their guild member is dead by the lake. Without wasting time, they rush toward the lake with Yan in their sight. One of them lunges toward Yan with his greatsword, aiming to cut Yan down in one strike, but Yan leaps out of the way at the last second. Even the attacker is shocked at how fast Yan is, and as he moves closer to the lake, Yan swallows the underwater breathing potion. The dude closest to Yan figures out that he is trying to escape into the lake, and he orders his men to stop Yan with everything they have. They put everything they have into chasing Yan down, but Yan's survival depends on escaping, and he's not about to sit around for them to catch him. Yan is able to leap into the lake before they can get him, and since they don't have any underwater breathing potion, they can only watch as he escapes. Since the defeated member has respawned, they ask him what Yan's name is, and he is the one who reveals that it is Nirvana Flame. The leader of the guild threatens to tear Yan apart the next time he catches him. Yan, on the other hand, is still progressing underwater, and he soon finds a treasure chest that is sitting in the lake. He opens it, and he obtains a Fishman water-repelling pearl, which is a special item that comes with underwater breathing. Once the skill is activated, it allows one to breathe underwater for 30 minutes, but has a cooldown time of 12 hours. Even though the item is not rare, Yan doesn't mind taking it because it is useful for his current self. Suddenly, golden tridents start flying toward him, and this is when he realizes that he is about to stray into the fishman's lair. He quickly changes his trajectory because he knows that he is no match for the fishman underwater. Thanks to the Victorious Return Guild engaging the fishman, Yan is able to emerge safely. Moments later, he discovers Lake Heart Island, which is his intended location. The moment he pulls his head out of the water, he looks ahead to see a pink-haired girl in the distance. It turns out that he knows who she is. She is Yi Yao, and she was his Holy Mage teammate from his past life. Yan didn't expect to meet her at the lake after he was reborn, and it turns out that a lot happened between the two in his past life. Since he has met her yet again, Yan believes that it is fate after all. The moment Yao spots Yan, fear grips her because she is currently running from 3 monsters, and if Yan decides to attack her at that point, she won't be able to defend herself. Just then, Yan leaps out of the water to attack one of the monsters, giving Yao the chance to take on the other one. In the end, they are able to defeat the 3 monsters, and after swimming out of the water, Yao thanks Yan for the assistance. Yan assures her that it is his pleasure to have helped her, and he introduces himself to her. Yao is shocked when she hears the name, and she wonders if it is the same dude she knows on the outside. Yao also introduces herself with her in-game name, which is Cha-Cha, and she requests to add Yan as her friend. Yan doesn't hesitate before accepting, and he asks Yao what she is doing on Lake Heart Island. Yao reveals that she has a quest to grind water spiders and to also collect water sacks. Yan reveals that he is also there to grind water spiders, but he needs to collect fine silk. Yan asks if they should team up, and she agrees, revealing that she has some silk with her that dropped from the water spiders that she just killed. She tells Yan that she can give the silks to him as a reward. Yan obtains the silk, which is 12 in number and equivalent to 36 copper coins. Yao says she doesn't mind because she would have lost a whole lot if she had died, so 36 copper coins are nothing to her. In addition, she has no need for the silk because her mission doesn't revolve around this, which means it is going to be useless for her. Just then, the water spider leader shows up, causing Yao to panic. Yan immediately forms a party with Yao before lunging toward the spider, delivering an attack that is powered by the Vital Strike skill. This removes 52 health points, and Yao supports him with Holy Judgment skill. Yan further deletes 70 points from the spider, and Yan immediately tells the girl to jump. Yan pulls out his crossbow, telling Yao that he is going to get the spider's attention so she can get the chance to deal damage to the spider. Yan fires 3 bolts into the spider, which removes an average of 30 points each from the monster's health points. Yao's holy power hits the spider, dealing the damage that finally runs down the monster's HP, thus killing it. After killing the monster, Yao is left in shock because the whole process with Yan was smooth. Even though the monster leader was quite powerful, they were able to easily take it down, and Yao realizes that this is her first time encountering such a situation. She realizes that they had fought seamlessly, as if they had been together in the same party for a long time. Yan notices that she is carried away, and he asks her if there is anything wrong, and she replies that nothing is wrong. However, she lets Yan know that he is pretty good. which leaves her wondering why he is grinding monsters alone. Yan replies that he is already used to grinding monsters alone, and Yao immediately pitches an idea to him since he is alone. She tells him that their group is preparing a walkthrough for Tracktown's Trent Forest, and she wants to know if Yan is interested in joining. Yan then asks Yao how many shield warriors her team has, including the amount of defense and HP. Yan mentions that a Trent Forest is a level 3 dungeon, and the boss Trent King is a sub-elite monster, which means if the shield warriors are lacking in defense, clearing the dungeon is going to be difficult. Yao reveals that they have 2 shield warriors, and their defense is 53, while their HP is 230. Yan lets her know that this is not enough because the Trent King has a 2% chance to deal a critical hit, so if a shield warrior's defense isn't 60 points, they can easily be one-shotted. In addition, the priest's healing needs to go up. Yao is shocked when she learns that the Trent King deals critical hits because it is her first time hearing such. She is so blown away that she is left asking Yan how he knows all of these. Yao then reveals that her team has been preparing for many days, so they can't give up halfway. Yao mentions that to get defense to 60 points, they are going to need to get at least one piece of bronze defense gear, which is quite difficult. Yan then tells her that there is another way out, and this is to let him take command of her team. Yao is shocked to hear this, and she tells Yan that she is not doubting his strength, but it will be hard for her to convince everyone on her team. Nonetheless, she assures Yan that she is going to try her best, and after this, they decide to check out the loot that the monster boss dropped. Yao then shocks Yan by using her appraisal skill, and the first set of equipment they appraise is a mage's equipment, so Yan gives it to her. Yao asks him what he is going to take, and he replies that the boss dropped a thief skill book called Assassinate, so he is going to take this and the fine silk. Yao is glad that Yan got something nice too, so she won't have to hold back in taking the loot that he gave her. Just then, the game informs the players to log off because the game will be closing its servers in 3 minutes. This forces the two to say their farewell, and moments later, Yan opens his eyes in his room. He realizes that it's already the morning of the second day. Even though he is not leveling out at that moment, Yan figures out that he has to exercise his body. In addition, Cao will have a lot of bodyguards around him, so he can't allow himself to be in a vulnerable position. Yan steps out and he loses concentration, which almost costs him his life as Truck Kun almost awards him another rebirth. Just then, the pink-haired girl, Zi Yao, rushes over to check on Yan. Zi Yao pulls him, berating him for acting so recklessly, which has caused him to start bleeding. She tells Yan to wait while she gets the first aid from her car. It turns out that Jia Yao is Yan's deskmate and also his greatest regret from his past life. Thanks to his weak personality, he was unable to express his feelings to Jia Yao. In the end, she was targeted by Cao after he found out that they were close, which caused her to have a severe mental illness. After applying the first aid, Zi Yao berates Yan, telling him to stop being reckless, but Yan can't stop looking at her beautiful face. Jia Yao soon gets in her car to leave, but as she enters her car, she starts wondering if Yan is the Nirvana Flame whom she met in the game. This reveals that Zi Yao is Cha-Cha in the game, but she doesn't want to believe just yet that Yan is the same person as Nirvana Flame. On the other hand, seeing Yao makes Yan happy, but he knows that he has to be ready, or else Cao will destroy everything he holds dear. He figures out that he has to get really good at the game, which is the only way for him to change his previous fate. Just then, he gets a call from a dude named Tang Yao, who yells at Yan for disappearing for 2 days. Yan manages to brace himself before fully answering the call, revealing how happy he is that Tang is still alive. It turns out that Tang is Yan's best friend, and in his past, when he fell into the abyss, Tang was the one who risked being detected by Cao to support him, to make his life easier. However, Tang loves women, and in his past life, he fought with someone in a bar over jealousy, which provoked a big shot with monstrous power, causing Tang to be beaten to death and dumped in a dark alley. However, in this life, Yan has no intention of allowing this to repeat itself. Moments later, Tang and Yan meet up, and Tang hugs him tightly like his boyfriend. He asks Yan if he is playing the new game, and Yan reveals that he is currently level 2. Tang commends him, telling him that he was able to rise quickly, and he suggests that they head to the PK while revealing that he is a level 3 arcane mage. Apparently, the PK bar is a game entertainment club where players can use their own characters to engage in competitive player kills. However, this kind of player kill doesn't affect the game progression. Nonetheless, it is always accompanied by things like wagers, which usually revolve around 1 or 2 pieces of equipment from the game. To make it worse, Tang loves to gamble, but he always loses. Upon entering the bar, they run into a loudmouth, Wei Kai, who teases Tang, asking him if he is there to dash him free money again. He is surprised that Yan also escorts Tang, and he taunts Yan, asking him if he didn't get enough punishment the last time. Tang assures Yan that he has nothing to worry about as long as he is there, but Yan doesn't even budge. Wei also notices this, and he starts wondering what has changed inside Yan because he looks so calm. Without wasting time, Tang tells them to get in the game, and he suggests that they wager 200 per round. Wei agrees, and they both put on the helmets to engage in battle. Yan figures out that Wei is a level 3 berserker who has learned charge, which means the whole thing is a disadvantage to Yan. As if this isn't enough, the terrain for the battle is plain terrain, which means Wei won't be able to dodge. Yan immediately concludes that his friend is going to lose the battle, and just then one of Wei's lackeys, Shifeng, suggests that they have their own battle too. Yan thinks about it for a minute before agreeing, and he lets the dude know that he will only play one round, but he wants a huge wager. This pisses off the dude who yells at Yan, telling him that he is going to teach him a lesson for being arrogant. Since he has 700 with him, the dude suggests that they make the wager 700. Moments later, the two log in to take on each other. The venue for the fight is the bamboo forest, and Yan shocks him by activating stealth. Before he knows it, Yan vanishes out of his sight, but instead of freezing up, Shifeng gets into a defensive position, waiting for Yan to slip up. Before he knows it, Yan appears above him, and with no time to react, he gets cut in the neck, which immediately deletes 40 HP. Feng frantically swings his sword in reaction to this, while wondering how Yan was able to appear behind him. With Feng's strike missing the target, he leaves himself open, and Yan finishes him off with the vital strike skill. Those who are watching from the outside are shocked when they see Feng lose to Yan so quickly. Yan, on the other hand, didn't even feel anything from the match because he considers playing against a level 2 ranger as straight-up bullying. Feng, on the other hand, is left wondering how Yan moved past him so fast to deliver a one-shot kill that ended everything pretty fast. Feng starts wondering when Yan became so decisive because he remembers Yan as the submissive kid that they beat up to their satisfaction. On the other hand, Tang has lost to Wei twice, but Yan isn't surprised. Tang says he lost because Wei had obtained an anti-magic aura, but Yan lets him know that it is not as powerful as he thinks. He tells him that as long as he times the magic release right, fighting a berserker like Wei is pretty simple. Tang agrees with him, but he is surprised at how much he knows. While he is busy asking Yan where he learned his newfound knowledge, Yan pulls out a wad of cash to show off. Feng is pissed when he sees this, and he yells at Yan, asking him why he is so arrogant about the whole thing. He rushes toward Yan, aiming to punch him in the head to teach him a lesson, but Yan easily grabs his arm and smashes him to the ground really hard. It turns out that Yan went through a bit of training in his past life, so he could easily deal with Cao. Tang is shocked as he watches his friend smack Feng to the ground like it's nothing. At this point, the other lackeys start to fear that Yan is going to beat them up if they mess up. Wei also notices that Yan is now a different person from before. The others want to rush in, but Wei stops them. Wei asks him how he was able to beat Feng, and Yan reveals that they only played a small round, but he was pretty weak. Wei then asks Yan if he is interested in playing around with him, and Yan replies that he can, but he won't if the stakes are too low. Wei replies that he is willing to bet 1,000 a round, and he wants them to go for 3 rounds in total. Tang protests this decision, reminding Wei that he is a level 3 berserker, while Yan is a level 2 thief. However, Yan cuts in, telling Wei that he would only agree to play with him for 3,000 a round. Wei agrees to this because he doesn't believe that Yan has what it takes to turn the sky upside down. Tang, on the other hand, is scared that Yan is going to lose himself, and he also asks him if he has 3,000 to wager. Yan says he doesn't have it, which is why he wants Tang to lend it to him. Tang doesn't hesitate before lending his friend the money, and once everything is sorted, they enter the game. They find themselves in a plain terrain, and Tang freaks out because this is going to put Yan at a disadvantage since he is a thief, and he would need to hide. Wei tells Yan that he is willing to agree to a change of terrain if he thinks this one is not favorable, but Yan tells him that it is fine. Yan tells Wei that the grassland is okay, and without further ado, he activates stealth. Yan vanishes, leaving Wei to try to figure out where he is. While moving around, Yan figures out that the grass will expose his position, and Wei will be able to judge his movement based on the grass. To prevent this, Yan figures out that he would have to use an external force. As for the external force that he is going to use, Yan picks the wind, and as he moves around, the wind disrupts his path, making it hard for his path to show on the grass. Wei was already tracking Yan until this happened, and he finally lost him. To prevent Yan from getting close, he swings his sword frantically, but he hits nothing. Wei starts sweating because this is the first time he is going up against a thief who uses the stealth skill to such an expert level. Suddenly, the wind stopped, and at this point, Yan was already behind Wei, but he decided that he was going to wait until the wind moved again before making his move. At the same time, Wei figures out that Yan is moving slowly in stealth mode to prevent any flaw in his plan. According to Wei's calculation, he believes Yan is currently in front of him, but he soon finds out how wrong he is when Yan hits him from behind, deleting 35 HP from his 165 HP. Wei screams out in frustration, and he angrily swings his big sword to get Yan away. Yan is able to leap away to avoid getting hit, while Wei is left wondering when Yan showed up at his back. Wei then resorts to a more forceful approach by unleashing a whirlwind attack that hits Yan, reducing his HP by 9 points. However, Yan is not worried about this because he is already thinking of the next step. He knows that the 2 skills that Wei just used will cause him to have a backswing animation of about 1 second, which is enough for him to create a path to victory. Yan then dashes toward Wei before he can raise his sword from the ground, and he delivers a fatal strike to Wei's chest to remove a whole 96 points, while those who are watching are left in awe. With just 34 points left, Wei frantically launches a flame slash, which is perfectly aimed at Yan's neck in an attempt to finish him once and for all. When Tang sees this, he panics in fear because he knows his friend is done for if he is struck with the flame slash. Yan also knows that Wei is trying to take away his close combat advantage by using the flame slash, but Yan is not worried because he would still be alive even if he gets hit with the attack, since his HP is still high. Yan decides to stay strong and receives the hit like that, removing over 50 points from his health points. This pisses Wei off, and he yells at Yan, asking him what audacity he has to have tanked his skill. Wei becomes aggressive and he lunges at Yan with a charge skill, which leaves Tang in fear because if he gets hit, he is going to be stunned. At this point, Wei's lackeys are already smiling, believing that the fight is over. However, Yan dodges the strike with his insane agility, and with Wei quite open, Yan uses the opportunity to descend on him, delivering a fatal strike that completely depletes his health points. Yan also got hit, but he didn't mind, since he struck first and achieved his goal, which is to take Wei out. Yan wins the match, and Wei's men grab their heads in shock, while Tang jumps up in joy. Wei's men cannot believe that their boss just lost, and they are even more shocked that Yan knows the Berserker skill so well. Wei takes off the game helmet with the shocking realization that he actually lost. Tang rushes over to his friend to celebrate with him that he won, even as a level 2 thief. Yan tries to stay humble, saying it was all luck, and Tang asks him to teach him how to play an arcane mage, since it appears that he knows a lot about the game. Yan agrees to teach the dude everything he knows, and as Wei walks up to them, Tang asks him if he is not ready to admit defeat, but Wei assures them that he is going to take the loss. In fact, Wei lets Yan and Tang know that they can come to his bar in the future to hang out. After this, Wei tells his men that it is time for them to leave, and one of his men asks him why he is acting so polite to Yan. Wei replies that he has to be able to look into the future, and with the way he sees it, Yan is now a changed person, so it would be best if they make friends with him because of the future. Yan then tells Tang to follow him out, promising to buy him things since he won. In addition, he promises to teach him about the arcane mage that night. When Yan returns home, he engages in a bunch of exercises to train his body, showing off how jacked he is. After he is done working out, he figures out that it is time to enter the game. He remembers that he still has a mission with Yao's team, which he had promised earlier. The moment he enters the game, he receives a notification telling him that Ezzy is requesting to add him as a friend. In addition, Flying Stone deposited 1 silver coin to thank him for the walkthrough because they had been able to clear the fallen shaman camp. Knowing how effective Yan is, the dude is already asking for another tutorial. Yan figures out that Ezzy is Tang, and since he is already in the game, he plans to take him along to run the Treant Forest. However, he doesn't plan to sell the new walkthrough that Flying Stone just asked for because it would only raise suspicion. He figures out that it would be best if he waits until Flying Stone's team has failed a couple of times, then waits for a good price to sell it. Yan decides that the first thing he is going to do is to sort out the hidden quest first. He then walks over to the physician, who asks him how many silks he has collected, and he replies that he has 30 silks. The physician thanks him for his generosity and decides to teach him a skill while giving him 30 fine silks in return. Yan is asked if he wants to learn the intermediate combat bandage skill, and Yan agrees without hesitation because this is exactly why he took on the hidden quest. Yan immediately learns the skill, which requires 10 silk, and it appears that each combat bandage can restore 20 HP. The skill action also lasts for 10 seconds and can be interrupted after 3 seconds. It can also be used on teammates. Upon learning the skill, he is told that there is still an 80% completion rate left on the hidden quest. Yan is shocked when he sees that the quest is only 20% and he wonders if it is a chain request. The physician tells him that he still needs more silks, and this is when Yan confirms that it is a chain request. Just then, Yao reaches out to him, telling him that they have gathered already and are waiting. Yan assures her that he is coming, and he heads to the track town teleportation point where Tang is waiting. Tang has been waiting for quite some time until Yan appears behind him, and he tells Tang that he is taking him to grind the Treant King. Moments later, they find Yao's team, and the team leader Yulan is also present. Tang is blown away by the two beautiful ladies who just appeared, ultimately dragging his real persona into the game. Yao tells Yan that she spent a lot of time trying to convince Yulan about the whole thing, so he cannot mess up in front of everyone. Meanwhile, the wind thief in the team, Chen Bo, looks unsatisfied. Upon setting her eyes on Yan, Yulan could see that he looks like an okay guy, and Yan assures her that he is confident in clearing the Trant Forest. However, he lets Yulan know that he is going to be the team captain and that everything must follow his arrangements. As expected, Chen immediately jumps in, asking Yan why they are supposed to trust him because he looks like someone who knows nothing and might cause their team to be wiped out. Yulan is forced to remind Chen that this is what they agreed upon before they came for the meeting. Chen responds, condemning Yulan for speaking up for an outsider. Yulan ignores him and turns to Yan, apologizing on his behalf. Yulan says she is going to create the team so she can have everyone join the team. However, Yan tells her that she must obey his commands at all times, and if anyone is dissatisfied, they can settle the scores with him after the whole thing. In addition, he lets them know that they are free to leave at any time if they are not in line with his commands. However, he tells them that if anyone plays tricks or even causes a team wipe, he is going to be ruthless in dealing with them. Yulan then creates a team for everyone to join, and once they are in, Yulan tells them that they must all follow Yan's instructions as if they are her own. She assures them that if anyone plays tricks in the dark, they will no longer have a place in her team. Chen reluctantly joins the team, even though he doesn't want to. Yan then addresses the team, telling them that their goal is identical, which is to clear the Trant Forest dungeon, and he urges them not to make things difficult for the team. He assures them that if any mistakes happen due to his improper command, he is willing to compensate them with 10 silver coins. The team is shocked to hear this, forcing Yulan to ask Yao where he found such a bold guy. Yao confidently tells Yulan that she is pretty sure that Yan can get the job done just as she told her earlier. After this, Yan tells everyone to drop their names and stats. He starts with the team shield warriors, and the dude Boiled Water introduces himself, revealing that he is the team's main tank. The rest also come in, dropping their stats for him. After they are all done, Yan starts telling them the type of potions that they are going to buy. They are shocked to hear this because potions are quite expensive. In fact, if they clear the forest, it is hard for them to make the money back, and Chen quickly cuts in, saying Yan is quite clueless. Chen says it is a bad idea for them to spend their money on potions just to clear the Trant Forest. Tang supports his friend, teasing Chen, asking him if he is just too broke to buy potions. This pisses Chen off, but Tang doesn't hold back in trashing him more. Yao then walks up to Yan, asking him if buying so many potions is necessary because they won't be able to make the money back. Yan assures her that she is going to understand when the time comes because buying the potions is definitely not a waste of money. It turns out that what he wants to clear isn't the normal difficulty, but the highest difficulty expert dungeon, which they don't even know yet. Seeing that the team is reluctant, Yulan is forced to come in, telling the team to buy the potions just like Yan said. After everyone is done buying the potions, they head out to the dungeon. Upon arriving at the location, Yan tells the team to wait for him while he activates the dungeon. He places his hand on the stone and says the magic words to activate the dungeon. Once it is activated, he is asked to select a difficulty and he chooses the highest, which is the expert level difficulty. Just then, the team is teleported into the dungeon and they are informed that it is an expert grade dungeon. The team freaks out when they see this because they believe there is no way they are clearing such a difficult dungeon. Yulan takes a moment to think about it, and she figures out that there is no way someone like Yan made such a rookie mistake, which means Yan had planned to conquer the expert grade difficulty right from the start. Chen, who already wanted to cause a fuss, jumps in, accusing Yan of trying to kill them to make them lose experience points. Yan simply tells him that he is free to leave if he is dissatisfied, and before Chen can start crashing out, Yao cuts in, reminding Chen that Yan is a friend that she invited. Yao tells Chen to come after her instead of targeting Yan, and this leaves Chen shocked because he never expected Yao to stand up for Yan. Yan then tells the team that expert grade is not really hard because it is just 30% higher and it requires a bit more defense from the shield warriors. He adds that the Trant King has a few changes, but he is going to tell them when the time comes. Yulan is surprised at how Yan is saying the whole thing so lightly because in a dungeon, a small deviation like 1% HP could cause a team wipe, not to mention a whole 30% gap in HP. This leaves Yulan wondering where the dude got his confidence from, and Yao also asks Yan if he is sure about the whole thing. Yan lets her know that she doesn't have to worry herself because there won't be a problem. On the other hand, Chen is watching keenly to see how Yan plans to command everyone to clear an expert grade dungeon. Suddenly, the Trant starts attacking and Yan urges them to be careful because they have entered the monster's attack range. Since the Trant attacks with vines, he tells them to spread out to the sides. Everyone follows his instructions, but Chen acts stubbornly, causing him to be grabbed by a vine. He screams out, begging to be saved before he is constricted to death. Yan then swings into action as he calls out orders for the team. Everyone follows the instructions, and once the Treant is defeated, Chen is able to break free. He crashes to the ground in pain while accusing Yan of letting the Treant grab him on purpose because he must have spotted the Treant in advance but didn't warn him. Yan tells the dude to cut the crap because they both discovered the Treant at the same time, and even the shield warrior was able to dodge it, but a thief like him was too slow to move, which makes it weird. Tang joins in, telling Chen to stop blaming others when his skills are quite trashy. Tang says it would have been better to even grab any thief from the street because they would definitely be better than Yan. Yulan also tells Chen to stop embarrassing himself because it is already getting too much. Chen wants to keep arguing, but Yan tells him to stop it because it is time to move forward. He mentions that there are many traps laid by dark elves in the Treant forest, and he is going to clear the way. Yan mocks Chen, telling him that he is about to teach him how to play the thief. Without wasting any further minutes, Yan dashes through the forest, clearing a way for those who are coming behind him. Yan picks out all the traps that are on the way with precise cuts, leaving the team members completely blown away. Even Yulan cannot believe her eyes that she is watching an agile thief in action because Yan's efficiency when it comes to trap clearing is top-notch. Chen cuts in, saying there is nothing spectacular about what Yan is doing because he can do the same thing. His first attempt ends up being a disaster as he falls into a trap where he almost loses his life. Thankfully, Yan grabs him just in time to pull him up. Yan dunks on him, telling him that he is the worst thief he's ever met. But Chen argues that Yan was the one who set him up because he clearly saw the trap and just walked past it. Tang scolds the dude, telling him that he is an ungrateful idiot because he definitely would have died if Yan didn't save him. Yan reminds the dude that he was the one who stepped into the trap himself and he didn't push him in. Yan tells Chen that this just means he is not worthy of being a thief, and Chen decides to get aggressive. Chen pulls out his dagger and rushes toward Yan, demanding a duel, but Yan easily grabs the dagger. Yan easily throws the dude off, telling him that a duel with him will be too much, so he should call a few more people to help him. Yulan quickly steps in, telling Chen to stop whatever it is that he is doing because he clearly stepped on the trap himself, so he is not allowed to take his anger out on Yan. Yao adds that Chen should be grateful that Yan saved his life, and Yao expresses her disappointment in the dude. Chen still tries to argue about the whole thing, while reminding his teammates that they have been together before Yan came in, so they are not supposed to speak for him. The shield warrior tells Chen to keep his mouth shut because Yan has not done anything, and Chen has been the one targeting him. Seeing that everyone is against him, Chen decides to pull out, saying he would like to see them clear the dungeon with Yan leading them. After his departure, Yao apologizes to Yan for what happened, but Yan assures her that it is fine because it is better they continue without a troublemaker. With everything that has happened, Yan realizes that it would be better if he grinds dungeons with his own team in the future. Yulan then suggests that they put everything behind them and continue with the mission. 30 minutes later, Yan returns to tell the team that their path has been blocked by a wall of Trents. Apparently the Trents are 18 in number, and Yulan panics because there is no way they are handling such numbers. Yan assures her that he is not stupid enough to make them fight many Trents at once. Yan then leaps into a treetop, and he whips out a crossbow with the aim of pulling the Trents' attention to himself. Upon firing the bolts, the team freaks out because the Trents would be startled by the bolts, but Yan calmly returns, telling the shield guy to head to a certain coordinate. Surprisingly, Yan is able to pull their aggro by hitting different locations with the bolts, leaving Yulan completely overwhelmed. This is something that she's only heard of in legends, and she asks Yan where she managed to find a legendary master because he was able to lure away most of the Trents. Yulan calls this a huge test of a thief's eyesight and agility that even elite thieves on the leaderboards would find hard to achieve. She mentions that their team's survival rate would have increased by at least 30% if they had Yan from the very start. Even Yao cannot believe that Yan was this amazing. As they prepare to engage the Trent, Yan tells the shield warrior to block a Trent and remember to keep his center of gravity steady so the Trents can't do anything to him. Yan and the others engage the last Trent, while the shield warrior stays with the Trent on aggro, and he is surprised that Yan's suggestion actually works. Moments later, they are able to take down the Trent they are fighting, and they divert their attention to the one the tank is holding down. Surprisingly, the Trent that was defeated drops a loot, which is a mage's gauntlet. The team is blown away by this because they never expected an expert-grade dungeon to casually drop equipment just by killing 2 Trents. Yulan confirms this, saying that when they ran the easy-grade Trent forest, they didn't see any equipment whatsoever. Yao commends Yan, asking him how he knows all of these. Yan then reminds her that he already promised that he would lead the team to clear the expert-grade dungeon. Yan then tells the team that it is time for them to use the same method to finish the Trents in the dungeon. The team confidently runs through the dungeon using the same method, which proves really effective. Just 20 minutes later, they had gathered a lot of loot that even the team never thought they would be able to. Meanwhile, Jan notices that they are being watched by some strange eyes in the dark, but he keeps this information to himself. Jan assures them that this is just the beginning, telling them that yields of the expert-grade Trent Forest are far more than what they are currently seeing. Jan suggests that they rest for a bit before they move forward. When it is finally time for them to move, Jan tells them that they will move west, but Yulan subtly protests this, saying that the west is a dead end from what she heard. However, Jan assures them that they don't have anything to fear because he is going to lead them to the right place as long as they follow him. It turns out that he is leading them to a branching storyline that is hidden inside the dungeon. Moments later, they find a man playing flute in the distance, and Jan is the only one who knows that he is the guardian of the jungle. Apparently, humans and treants lived together peacefully under his management, but out of nowhere, dark cultists appeared in the treant forest. The treants broke free of control and started killing humans, which is why the Greenland Council of Elders deliberated and planned to personally enter the treant forest to crusade against the treant king. This is basically the storyline of the treant forest dungeon. As they approach the old man, he urges them to stay away because the treants in the area will kill any humans that they lay their hands on. He continues by saying the treants get even more powerful by nightfall, thanks to the moonlight. Jan ignores his warning and pays his respect to the old man, addressing him as the treant herder, telling him that they came to eradicate the treants and bring them to justice. However, the old man disagrees, saying those who deserve death are the vile beasts from the underground because they are the ones who should be judged. He mentions that they were the ones who stole his flute while hiding in the darkness. This is when it dawns on Yulan that Jan is triggering a hidden storyline, leaving her to wonder how he was able to find such a hidden NPC. Yulan is forced to ask Yao again where she found Jan. Yao casually replies that she doesn't even know what is going on. On the other hand, Tang is also blown away as he doesn't know when his friend got so good at the game. It turns out that the key to defeating the expert-grade Treant King revolves around triggering the storyline. Jan continues by telling the old man that he agrees with him because he noticed the evil dudes the moment he entered the forest. The old man grabs him when he hears this, and he tells Jan that the two elves were the ones who stole his flute, which caused the treants to fall into chaos. The old man then reveals the dust of appearance that he developed, revealing that it will disrupt their state of concealment. He tells Jan to kill the elves and take back his flute so he will be able to defeat the raging treant king. It turns out that the dust of appearance reveals all hidden creatures within a 30-yard radius, and it lasts for 20 seconds. After obtaining the item that is needed, Jan tells the team to follow him. Using a vine, Jan rappels down the cliff, and the others follow. As they approach a cave, Yulan asks Jan if he was able to find the dark elves that the old man mentioned, and Jan says yes. Once they reach further into the entrance of the cave, Jan comes to a full halt and says it is time for them to catch the dark elves. Yao asks him how he knows where the dark elves are, and Jan replies that the elves have been following them since the very beginning. Yao looks around in confusion because she can't see anything, but Jan already senses the elves' presence behind them. Jan tells the team that they have to finish the job at once, or else it will be hard for them to catch the elves because they are pretty elusive. The moment they move deeper into the cave and Jan realized that there was no escape route again, he sprayed the dust in the air, ultimately uncovering the concealed elves. Seeing that their covers have been blown, the elves try to run away in fear, but they are blocked by Tang and the shield warrior, who have been lying in wait. The elves realize that they have no choice but to fight, and they lunge at the two, but Tang hits one of them with his fireball. The rest of the gang then pulls up on the scene to help. Jan tells the team to make sure that they kill the elves because the herder's flute that they need is on them. One of the elves lunges at Jan, aiming to cut him down, but Jan dodges it before delivering a counterstrike that cuts the elf's head. By defeating the elves, Jan finally gets his hands on the flute that they need, and Jan assures the team that with the flute, they will easily clear the treant forest. This is a flute that makes treants tremble in fear, causing them to lose 50% of their HP, but it is only usable in the treant forest dungeon. Just then, Yao tells Jan that there is something else he needs to see. It turns out that it is a letter that is written in a weird language. Yao doesn't understand, but Jan is able to read the letter, and it appears that they have triggered a branching storyline where they have to deliver the letter to General Kavarat, reminding him to guard against the Drow tribe's counterattack. Yao asks Jan what is written on the letter, and he explains to her, leaving the entire group totally surprised. They know that they are also going to be rewarded for this quest, and they are already imagining something huge. Jan gives the tank the flute, telling him that he will be the one to use it when the time comes, since he is the team's tank. The dude is shocked when he realizes that the flute gives an additional 300 HP, which means he doesn't have to fear when he faces the Treant King. Once this is settled, Yan tells them that it is time to move out again. Tang commends Yan, saying he's gotten pretty good, and because of his skills, he's been able to turn around the team's bad attitude towards him. The moment they step back into the forest, they start engaging trance again, and they acquire loads of rewards in the process. They find a good shield that Yulan immediately offers to buy from Yan, and Yan tells her that he doesn't mind because the only loot he wants is the thief equipment. In addition, he wants the Featherfall jewel from the Treant King, but the others can be sold with the money sent to him. Moments later, the ground erupts, and the Treant boss emerges from underneath. Yan urges the team to be careful, and he tells them to get into formation. He tells the tank to move up, while the others wait for him. The Treant leader is too tough with 10,000 health points. The Treant King unleashes its aura, telling Yan and his team that it is going to kill them. It hurls a big vine at Yan that he manages to dodge, but the monster continues attacking him. The rest of the team watches as Yan easily dodges the attacks thrown at him, leaving them in awe. Once Yan believes that he's gotten the monster's attention, he tells the tank to go ahead with the plan. Boiled water hits the monster with his shield, which only removes 36 health points, and this is when the dude realizes that the monster's defense is not to be joked with. While Boiled Water is dealing with the monster, Yan orders the mages to attack, and they all launch a full-on assault on the Treant King. The mages' attack deals a lot of damage that removes a lot of health points, but this is still not enough to take down the monster. Yan then tells Boiled Water to use the flute, and the moment he does this, it removes the Treant King's stats by 50%. Once the monster is at a disadvantage, Yan tells the mages to use fire magic instead of ice magic because the Treant King is resistant to ice magic in some way. Tang agrees to this because it is his strong suit, so it is his time to shine. While Tang is taking on the Treant King, Yan rushes over to one of the priests to ask her if she's learned the Dispel skill, and she says yes. Yan is glad to hear this, and he tells the priest to pay attention to Boiled Water because the Treant King will soon use a Fear skill. Once the Treant King uses the skill, Yan tells the priest to use Dispel immediately. Yan notices that the priest is nervous, and he urges her to chill out, letting her know that he is going to tell her when it is time to cast the Dispel skill. Just as he predicted, the Treant King uses the Fear skill, but the priest is already up for the task, and she casts her Dispel skill to take out the Fear skill. The priest is blown away when she realizes that she actually has the power to do it. At this point, the Treant King's HP has depleted to just below 3,000 points. Realizing that it is about to die, the Treant King goes berserk, pushing the team backward. However, Yan tells Boiled Water to switch to his defensive stance. This is able to stop the Treant's advance, and Yan tells the team to consume their magic potions to heal. Everyone immediately does as told, and they return to their optimal state. However, Boiled Water is the one getting all the damage from the Treant's attack. Just when he is about to be crushed, the healing effect comes into play at the right time, taking him out of the tight spot. Boiled Water realizes that he would never have been able to withstand the Treant King's damage if not for the flute and the healing that came just in time. Boiled Water also consumes the potion he has with him, and it finally dawns on him that the potions that they bought were for this exact moment. With everyone rejuvenated, they are able to push harder against the Treant, and Yan tells the mages to focus on fire so that they can instantly kill the Treant monster. Everyone launches a simultaneous attack on the Treant monster, and Yan ends up finishing the monster with the Vital Strike skill. The Treant monster crashes to the ground and shatters into pieces. The team celebrates in one voice because they just succeeded in killing the terrifying Treant King. Yulan expresses her shock that they were able to clear the expert-grade Treant forest, which is all thanks to Yan's impeccable commands. Even Boiled Water says the whole experience is invigorating. Thanks to defeating the Treant King, all of them managed to level up. But while they are celebrating, Yan is finally taking the Featherfall jewel that he came for. It turns out that it is a highly rated item that can be equipped in the accessory slot. When using an active skill, the Featherfall jewel can reduce one's own weight, making the falling speed from the air as light as a feather, but it lasts just 3 minutes. Upon obtaining the jewel, Yan also moves to level 3. Yan then tells the team that they are free to distribute the rest of the loot, and he won't ask for any. He informs them that they need to go to Carol City and turn in the side quest. The team remembers that they still have a side quest, and this adds to their excitement. Yulan thanks Yan for his help, telling him that she doesn't even know how to properly thank him. Moments later, they arrive at Carol City teleportation point, and Chen has been lying in wait to see if they would actually clear the dungeon. He is shocked to see that they actually did, and they even leveled up in the process. This makes him even angrier, and he vows vengeance on Yan. Yan and his team then head to the barracks, where they meet a warlord, Kavarot. Kavarot asks them what they want, and Yan reveals that they caught 2 dark elves in the Treant forest. He mentions that they were able to obtain some intel regarding the Hilton Fortress, and upon reading the letter, Kavarot is blown away. He commends Yan, telling him that he has been a great help to them, which is why they are going to prepare a reward for him. The team is given a bunch of respect, while also giving the team 2 silver coins and a skill book, Stun. Yan is happy with the rewards because he never expected to get things so good from the side quest. Yan then tells Yulan that it is time for them to separate, and Yulan asks him what he plans to do. Yan replies that the usual is to grind monsters and level up. Deep down, Yan is already thinking of grinding the elite monster, Lion King Kato. As they are about to leave, Yao assures him that she is going to sell the loot and mail him his share of the money. After they are gone, Tang holds on to Yan like a baby, telling him to quickly teach him how to properly play an arcane mage. Yan agrees to do this, but suggests that they get a change of gear first. Not long after this, they arrive at the blacksmith shop and Yan procures a bunch of gauntlets and leg guards for himself. Once this is done, Yan tells him that it is time to leave for the Rhine Hills to level up. Yan promises to teach Tang how to properly use his class on the way to the hills. Soon afterward, they arrive at the Rhine Hills, and Yan tells Tang that the caves in the hills have many bat monsters, so they drop bat teeth. Yan gives Tang an hour to farm bat teeth so he can see how many he can farm. Tang excitedly agrees to this, and he dashes off to the cave to start roasting bats with fire. At the same time, Yan also decides to hunt down monsters, so he doesn't stay idle. Yan cuts down the bats pretty easily with his dagger, and in just half an hour, Yan has taken down a lot of bats. He wonders just how many bats Tang would have killed at that point, but suddenly Tang contacts him, telling him that he is being chased down by a red name player. Basically, these are players who illegally kill other players in the game. Yan is shocked to hear this, and Tang says the group is from the Radiant Sacred Flame Guild, which immediately puts Yan into action. Yan gets moving, and he tells Tang to remain safe until he gets there. Yan asks him how he ran into the red players, and Tang replies that he was just minding his business, killing bat monsters, but suddenly he ran into their level 3 leader. It turns out that they have specialized in killing other players to steal their equipment. Yan urges Tang to keep them running in circles until he gets there, so he can have some fun with them. Not long after this, Yan arrives at the location, and he spots the team in the distance. The leader of the team, Dian Kang, is an elemental mage, and they are confident that Tang won't get away from them. It turns out that if a red name player is killed, all the equipment on them will drop, and since Yan can see the Kang wearing the Fire Chaser set, Yan is already excited to take out the team. He activates his stealth and goes after the team, but knows that he has to be careful because the team must be quite capable for them to have decided to ambush another player. Just then, one of the team members notices that Kang is looking around weirdly, and it appears that Kang has managed to catch on to Yan even though he is in stealth mode. Before Yan can get to him, Kang dashes off from where he is while launching a fire attack, telling Yan that he has been waiting for him. Yan's stealth breaks, giving the others the chance to catch on to his presence. They actively start to hunt him, and Yan realizes that Kang has to go because he is a serious threat. To close the distance between them, Yan activates the speed scroll, which gives him a 20% speed boost for 30 seconds. Kang's attack manages to hit Yan, removing some of his HP, but this doesn't stop him from moving forward at a blinding speed. He gets to Kang before he can even react, and he unleashes the Assassinate skill, pushing his dagger into his chest to remove 40 HP from the dude's health. Kang immediately retaliates with another flame burst that hits Yan, but he manages to dodge the strike. Another opponent follows through with another attack, but Yan blocks the strike with his dagger. Yan manages to dodge this, but still gets hit with Holy Light. Yan ignores the two and goes straight for Kang. Yan cuts Kang so hard that he removes the bulk of his HP. Seeing how badly Yan is pushing him back, Kang screams at his lackeys, telling them to help him. His lackeys tell him that they can't catch up to him because of the speed. Yan finally gets to Kang, and he delivers a vital strike that ultimately kills Kang. He gains 1 point of prestige from this, and the higher his prestige, the easier it is to receive quests where he can enjoy discounts. In addition, all of Kang's equipment dropped, but before Kang's lackeys could snatch it back, Yan obtained the Chaser set. The dude with a greatsword swings at Yan, forcing him to retreat. Yan starts running away, and the lackeys chase after him because they know he is low on health. Once there is a bit of distance between them, Yan activates the combat bandage to recover his HP. The moment his HP returns to the optimal stage, Yan turns back to the two who are chasing him. With insane agility, Yan cuts down the swordsman with the vital strike skill before he changes position behind him. He cuts him from behind, forcing the dude to leap backward to try and put some distance between himself and Yan. However, this doesn't help him because Yan pulls out his crossbow and he fires 3 shots into the dude. The dude realizes that his HP is about to run out and he turns around in an attempt to run away. However, Yan closes down on him in no time, cutting him down from behind. The dude drops his loot, and Yan obtains this too. Yan then turns to the priest, who is already freaking out because he is the only one left. He begs to be spared, but Yan is not about to leave him, as he reminds him that he was having a good time when he blasted him with Holy Light. After defeating the priest, Yan also obtains his equipment, and Yan is glad that he obtained the Fire Chaser set, which is a bronze item. He plans to give Tang the Fire Chaser set since he uses fire magic, and for the others, Yan plans to sell it all. He then contacts Tang, asking him where he is, and Tang reveals his exact coordinates. Yan assures Tang that he is going to rush over to him right away. Just then, Tang gets a notification that Yan has the Fire Chaser set for him, and Tang freaks out in shock. He asks Yan where he got the set, and Yan reveals that he got it from one of the dudes that he killed. Tang is left in awe because of how impressive his friend is. In fact, he is ready to die at that moment because he has gotten his hands on some good loot. Yan then tells Tang to wait for a few minutes because he has to take down a bunch of the bad guys. Meanwhile, Kang's subordinates get the notification that their comrade is dead, and this shocks them to their bones since Kang is pretty strong thanks to the Chaser set. They also freak out when they realize that Kang must have lost his gear. The group assumes that Kang must have died at the hands of a group of people. Just then, they learn that the person who killed Kang is just a single thief. They don't want to believe their ears when they hear this because Kang is pretty strong. The team holds their heads in fear because it is not understandable to them that a level 3 thief single-handedly wipes out Kang and his team. The team leader then tells his team that Kang himself was the one who confirmed the whole thing. Thanks to Kang's update, they are able to learn Yan's name. It turns out that the guild has issued a kill order on Yan, and whoever kills him will be rewarded with 5 silver coins. Unknown to them, Yan is actually stalking them, and he can hear everything they are saying. Yan is surprised that they placed such a huge amount of money on him. At the same time, Yan is interested in seeing how they plan to hunt him down. Yan then activates his stealth skill to secretly follow the group. Just then, they hear a rustling noise in front of them, and just as they are preparing to engage what they believe might be Yan, they are shocked to find out that it is none other than a horned deer leader. This is also a big problem that they have to deal with at that moment, but this provides the perfect chance for Yan to sneak up on them. The leader of the group, who is a tank, rushes toward the deer and urges his team to support him. He blocks the deer's path while the others slash the deer repeatedly, reducing its health points. Meanwhile, the mages are providing support from behind, and suddenly, one of them gets taken down. Yan delivers fast-paced attacks that cut through the two, and even when one of them tries to drink a potion, Yan cuts him short, deleting his head before he gets the chance to do so. The other is stunned, and Yan uses the opportunity to go after him, but the dude blocks Yan's attack with his staff. Meanwhile, the leader of the team notices that they are not getting buffs from behind, and when he turns around to assess the situation, he realizes that they are being ambushed by Yan. Since they are getting attacked on 2 fronts, the team leader suggests that they finish off the deer before they go after Yan. While the team is busy taking care of the deer, Yan has finished off their buffers, and at this point he is left to face the team. However, he figures out that the trio that is left are melee fighters, and even though they don't have much health left, it is riskier than a 1 versus 1 situation. The team leader is pissed when he realizes that Yan has now killed 5 of their guild members already, and he tells his teammates that he has called for reinforcements already, so they just need to hold out a bit. Seeing that the trio is reluctant to take him on, Yan decides to use it to his advantage, telling them that he would leave. The team leader then tells Yan that his plan to split them up so he can attack them individually will not work. Yan immediately figures out that reinforcements will soon arrive, so they are trying to stall him. Yan then turns around, telling the team that he is going to play with them next time. He dashes off, forcing the trio to chase after him to try and prevent him from escaping, since reinforcements are already on the way. However, they end up missing him because he is just too fast. Yan creates a great distance between them because he understands the terrain more than anybody else, so there is no freaking way that they are going to catch him. Once he's escaped, he decides to go into the cave where Tang is hiding. In no time, he arrives at where Tang is hiding out and he shocks him by suddenly appearing out of nowhere. Yan then tells him to quickly put on the Fire Chaser set, which he obtained from Kang. Without hesitation, Tang puts it on, and he immediately receives a buff, which impresses Yan because he believes that Tang finally has the right equipment to challenge high-level dungeon quests with him. It turns out that there is a silver treasure chest in the spider cave, and this is where Yan wants them to head. Yan makes his move, while Tang follows from behind. He clears the way with his crossbow and bolts, taking out spiders pretty easily. Tang also does his part by burning the spiders to oblivion. Tang is so impressed by his new equipment because it allows him to take down monsters who are even above his level. With their insane teamwork, they are able to cut through the cave until they finally reach the cave where the treasure is sitting. Tang is surprised, and he asks Yan how he knows that there is a treasure there, and he lies that he saw it in passing while he was looking for him. Tang then tells Yan that there is a problem because they don't have the lockpicking skill, but Yan assures him that this is not a problem since the game was developed thoughtfully. Yan reveals that beside a treasure chest there is always a key to open it, and suddenly, the spider leader shows itself. Tang freaks out when he sees the giant monster because it is a level 5 monster, and he starts asking Yan what the plan is. Yan simply replies that the plan is simple, and it is for them to kill the leader. Tang acknowledges and launches a giant fireball at the spider. When Yan realizes that his friend actually uses fire magic, he smiles because it dawns on him that they have a chance, since the spider is weak against fire.